What's up guys, welcome to my third vlog. Today we are going to review the T90s because I know a lot of you wanted me to do a review on them and tell you about them. So I've been training in them a few days and I got to play a full game in them last night. So I've got to know them quite well, so I think I know them well enough to give you a detailed review. So yeah, let's get on with it. I did a bit of research on them as well, so I wanted to learn more about the technology just so I could sort of back up what I'm saying, you know, and yeah, these are obviously the elite versions, the carbon fibre version, and with the materials they use, apparently according to the website, it makes them 16% lighter than the original lasers, the non-elite if you like. Yeah, I found they were really light, but obviously not as light as the Superflies, but they're a bit thicker, the material on this. It is made out of the same material as the Vapors, apparently, according to the website. They've just made the layer thicker because they wanted to protect the foot more with this kind of boot. With the Superflies, they weren't really, you know, concentrating on protecting the foot. They just wanted to make sure it was a light boot, so they took away lots of layers. But this, more of a you know, a thicker boot to make sure the foot's kept protected. So the combination of the carbon fibre and the vapor material, like I said, makes them really light, but you know, just as not as light, but still very light. Yeah, let's talk about the technology then. I found these plates are good. That if you ever get a chance to feel them, you'll feel they're a bit harder than the other areas of the boot. And what I think, my theory behind it is, like, if you can imagine throwing a tennis ball against a pillow and throwing a tennis ball against a brick wall. If you throw it against a brick wall, it's going to, you know, come off faster, rebound faster. If you throw it at a pillow, it's going to sort of cushion it a bit more, so it might bounce off, but it's going to be a lot more cushion. And that's what I think the difference between this and leather. The leather being sort of like the pillow, it's going to be a bit softer with the shot, and these are sort of harder, so it's going to, you know, make the ball travel off your foot faster because it's a harder surface. And yeah, I think if that's right and that works, then that's a good idea. And I think these fins are good. I read up on these as well, and apparently you can see all the little different fins there. Apparently they're all placed differently at different heights and angles, so that because everyone has a different striking technique, that there's always going to be a fin on there that sort of adapts to your striking technique. So there will be a fin that connects with the ball, so it's meant to get a better grip on it, so it adds better spin, better movement, so it should make the shot a bit cleaner. And if that works, that's great, and it's really good technology. So yeah, it's a really good all-round boot. I'm not going to say it's my favourite boot, but I would still recommend it. My favourite boot, if anyone wants to know, is the Superfly. I mean, that's just because it's my style of play, and I've always worn sort of the Vapor range, and now the Superfly. So yeah, that's just my personal preference. Nothing against these. That's my sort of style of play. You know, I really like my boots to be as light as possible because I rely a lot on speed and skill and quickness, you know. And but no, these are a really good boot. I didn't think they gave me a disadvantage at all in the game. They were still great. I got a chance to take a lot of shots in the warm-up, and yeah, I hit some really nice shots, really clean strikes. I don't know if that's down to the boot, but I think it probably gives you a confidence, you know, a bit more confidence in your shots, just because of the way they're designed for accuracy. So you probably just get a bit of a psychological boost from it, so you're a bit more faithful going through with your shot. And I hit a really nice goal in the game as well. So yeah, I mean, that could have been down to just a bit more confidence because of the boots, I don't know, but it was a good goal anyway. And yeah, really comfortable, like I said. I read up on here, they've integrated a new sole, sorry, not a sole, like a, oh, what's it called, like a in-sock sort of thing, a sock liner, I think it's called. And yeah, what I find is when you put the boot on, it really sort of takes your foot and just keeps it solid there. It sort of just like really wraps your foot, and I think that's really important, because if you've got a boot that's not loose but like doesn't wrap your foot, your foot can move on the surface of the inside of the boot, and if it's rubbing then you can get blisters and it can be really uncomfortable. But I didn't find that at all with these. I found it really moulded your foot, and it was really comfortable actually. So yeah, I mean, I personally noticed they're a tiny bit heavier than the Superflies. It didn't affect my running or anything. You know, you can just still tell, because after wearing Superflies for so long, any boot's going to feel heavier. But it didn't make too much of a difference. And yeah, I like the design of it as well. I think the design's still important. Some people say, you know, the looks don't matter at all, but at the end of the day, it's your kit. It's part of your kit. It's part of your appearance. You want to look good. You want to look professional. And so I've got no problems with the appearance. I think it's probably designed in a Manchester United fashion, because, you know, I suppose Rooney was like the ambassador of the laser. He featured on all the commercials and stuff. So yeah, but fortunately my kit's Nike for the team I play for, and it's red as well, so it came off well for me. There's obviously other colours and stuff. This isn't the only colour, but yeah, overall I'll probably give the boot an 8 out of 10. I'd say the only two issues I had with them, and they're not even really issues, because the first one being, it took a while to break in, like I said, but once it broke in it was really comfortable, so it's not really an issue. If you got time to break them in before playing with them competitively, then no problems at all. But if you're expecting to just go in the shop on the morning of your game and have them ready for your game, then it's probably not a good idea. But the second issue, I'll probably just make them a bit lighter, but like I was saying before, they did try and make them lighter apparently, according to the website, because they're using this material, but they found because they made them thinner there wasn't as much protection on your foot, so they did make them thicker again. So obviously they had to sacrifice a little bit of weight, but I can see what they've done there, and it's not a problem really, because yeah, I can understand what they've done. They want to advertise this as a boot that's going to protect your foot, so fair enough that they made it a bit thicker, and it's still really light, so there's not really any issues then. So yeah, that's pretty much my full review of the boot. If I've not answered anything you think, then just drop a question below.